Oh, there we go. I've got some sound.
You do have sound. Just if you could introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about the band, and then we'll get on to everything else because there's so much.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi everyone, welcome along. My name's Chandra. I'm the lead singer in the band, also called Chandra, and we are a pop rock three-piece from Bristol, UK.
Fantastic. So you've also got Mike Paul on lead guitar and Chris Wong on bass in the band.
That's right. I gave the
So
guys the
it's
evening off because I just thought, there's too many heads on screen at once.
yeah, it can get confusing when there's too many voices. So this is perfectly fine. I am happy that you have joined me this evening.
Ditto. Very, very pleased to be here. I can't wait to chat to you.
Right, so where will we start? Because there's so much to go through. I've had a little look online and everything, and when did you start?
Well, so I started on my own actually back in February 23. So it's been about
Right.
3 years now, but I desperately wanted to like come back because when I was a wee teenager, sorry, I'm slipping in the words "wee" there. When I was a
That's all right.
teenager, I was in a band, but it didn't quite work out, and I stepped away from music for quite a while because I was so emotionally
Oh,
attached. My life was just that band,
oh,
and when it
bless.
ended after 7 years, I literally didn't know what to do with myself. It had been the whole of my adult life
Yeah,
up
of
until that point.
course.
And I had to walk away from it because it had just ripped me apart not being in that band anymore. And then I came back to it and it's just in my DNA. That's all I want to do. And every single day that I was away from music and away from being on a stage and away from writing music and being in a band just ate away at me. And I knew I couldn't deny it anymore. So I came back and I wanted to form a band. However, no one wanted to be in my band because in
Oh,
Bristol, this was about the time. This was just after lockdown, and
right.
people. There are so many musicians in Bristol. I mean, this city's renowned for it's like the birthplace of Portishead and Tricky and people like that. But they all just wanted to be in covers bands because of the situation financially. So they
We
wanted
can
to be
talk
earning
about
money.
cover bands. I have quite the opinion on cover bands.
And I think I might have an inkling of what it is. But everyone wanted to be in a covers band. They didn't want to be in an originals band. So what I did was I just started out on my own. And I started writing and recording in my home studio and just pretended that I was going to do this solo. And that wasn't ideal because I would go out and do shows. I would do open mic nights, and that would be absolutely fine. But when it came to doing anything bigger than that, I had a backing track, but it's a bit weird, a person in a rock band not having a band. So anyway, I used the first couple of songs, Lighters to the Sky, Pretty, which I did all by myself. And that helped me to then start attracting people towards what I was doing. I had to prove in the first place to people that I wasn't just messing around. So that's when it started back in February 23.
Wow, that's amazing. So the first couple of tracks kind of attracted Mike and Chris to you. Did
Yeah,
you
I know.
advertise for
Chris.
that or did they just come to you?
So here's the weird thing. So in June, I played a local festival called Jazz Fest, which is just a guy who gives up his garden to 200 people, and he has two stages. And because I knew him and he knew of my songs, he let me play to a backing track, and I did a half an hour set to a backing track. And Chris, our now bassist, was there playing bass for another band, and he saw that and then he came on board. And I asked him literally the next day, "Do you want to be in my band? Do you want to come and film the music video for Pretty in London?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure. This is awesome. I really
Amazing.
liked it." And that's how I found him. It took me a lot longer to find Mike. We went through drummers. I've got so many drummer stories. That's for another day. Went through loads of people. You've got to find the right person for it to last. So it took quite a while. And we only found Mike a year and a bit ago.
Wow. So it was just you and Chris for the first couple of years. How did that work? How did you get music out there without Mike?
Well, so we did have guitarists, but they just
All
weren't
right.
right. And
Okay.
in the first instance, I write and play everything. I don't play lead guitar very well. I need someone like Mike to make it sound amazing. But I write the parts. So for the first, year and a half, 2 years, it was just all me writing and producing everything, drum parts, bass parts, everything.
I love that. I love the homegrown DIY start. I think that's amazing. It just shows you how much you've built over the last 3 years. But you've had 10 singles out
Yeah, it's crazy.
in 3 years. That's amazing. And you've got a new thing. You've started in this year. You're going to be releasing tracks every 2 months.
Well, we actually started that a year ago. So we've been releasing a
Right.
single every 2 months for nearly a year and a half now. And it is absolutely freaking manic, I can tell you. It's just, every single day is a deadline. I mean,
Yes.
it's intense, but I love it. If I got to the stage where I felt like it was difficult for me to write songs to that schedule, I wouldn't do it because it would start sacrificing the quality of the music. But it just seems to come at the moment until it stops, until the tap runs dry. I'm going to keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Good, you should. You can keep going. So, the new single Boom is out very, very soon. I've had a sneak preview and it's great. I can't wait to play it.
Oh,
I can't wait to see what it does and play it and get it out to people. What's the story behind it? Because every single song that you have has a story behind it.
yeah. So my thing in the first instance, from coming back to music was that I wanted to write uplifting music. When I was a kid, I was listening to Britpop and I was a teenager and I was angry and I was full of angst. And I wrote a certain kind of song, that cliched Britpop song that's whining and miserable about everything. And I love that music, but I've grown up a little bit and I don't want to be writing that style anymore. I want to write music that if someone listens to a song or watches a video, they leave that room or wherever they are uplifted, empowered, ready to face the day. That's what I want to put back into the world. I know that's a cliche, but that's what I want to do. And I said to the band, whenever I met the band, I was upfront with that. I was like, I'm not going to be in a whiny band. I want to make people smile, make people happy, give them energy, and make them feel better about themselves. And that's Boom is a little bit of a departure from that because in many ways it's actually a love song. It's about finding your soulmates.
Mhm.
The unlikely event of finding your soulmate amongst all these people, but the explosion of energy that happens when you find that person. But the reason why I would never really write a love song, I don't think, but the reason why I've kind of let myself do this is because I think this song is really empowering and it kind
Mhm.
of gives people hope, that person is out there. It might take you a lifetime to find them. It might take you 5 minutes, but that person is out there for you.
I do believe that. I actually have a little bit of a weird story. I've just started a relationship with a friend of mine, but I've been chasing him for 2 years. And I think I did a big campaign of anti-Valentine's Day and then wrote him a Valentine's card with a poem about, because we do a radio show together and it was all sweet and about how to move the radio show and that on. So I love a good love song, even though I'm very much anti-Valentine's. Yeah, because of the rock star stuff. But I am a sucker for a love story.
I love that. And I
So
love that you can
two and a
admit that out
half
loud.
years it's taken for me to finally, I don't know, wear them down maybe.
That's
But
lovely.
it's
I
very
love
cute.
that. Congratulations. Well done. Long may it
Thank you very
last.
much.
The
Thank you very
interesting thing
much.
is
So,
with Boom is that when I started this 3 years ago, that I wrote this demo for Boom, and for 3 years I haven't thought that it was a strong enough single to record properly and release. But I've come round to the point now where I'm a bit more confident, and I just do not give a damn anymore. It's like it
good.
doesn't matter. It does not matter. Is it commercially viable? It doesn't. I can't swear on here, can I? It doesn't
You
matter.
can, because I can
Oh, I
edit it
can.
out. Yeah.
That's fine. It just doesn't matter anymore. If it's good music and a good message, just get it out. It doesn't matter how commercially viable it is. And I suddenly clicked November last year. I was like, what's the next single going to be? Do you know what? Boom's great. I love it. So let's just do it.
It is great. And it does feed into the fact that you kind of drift in between genres, don't you?
Yeah.
One song, you're not the type of band that has a song that the next song sounds similar or the next song sounds similar. That drives me crazy. There are bands out there that every song sounds the same, and yours is not like that. You have different genres, different speeds. everything's so up, and I love that. I
And
love
again,
a
it's
sound that,
because I don't care about. I know that artists worry about the fact that they need to be able to be pigeonholed, and that is true in many ways. A lot of people in the music industry want to be able to label you and pigeonhole you, but I just don't care anymore. I just want to write what comes into my head, and as long as it fulfills that mantra of making people feel great about themselves, that's all that matters to me.
certainly does. It makes me feel great. I mean, I've loved everything that I've heard so far. But where do you get your influences from? Because I did see that your early influences are huge. Bowie and Queen and the Carpenters and the Beatles, and then you've got the other scale of, as you mentioned, the Britpop. So I mean, does that all feed into everything?
Yeah, it's just all a weird melting pot, which is why the way that my brain works is I can't sit here and write a song. I cannot sit in a jam session and write a song. Can't do it. I can't force it. It doesn't work. I know from years of doing it that I will wake up one day at 2:30 a.m. and there will be an entire song in my head. And I know from disastrous moments in my past that if I then leave it until the morning, it's gone. Absolutely gone, never returned. So I get up at 2:30, I record it on my phone, and then the next day the whole song's there. But it comes from the subconscious. Oh, yes, when I was a teenager and I was coming of age, Britpop was a thing, and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all those kinds of bands of that era, massively influential. But really, what built me as a songwriter, without even knowing it, was what my mum used to play me all the time, which was Bowie and the Carpenters. And I'm honestly, people will hate me for this, I'm not a massive Beatles fan, but I listened to stuff like Revolver just growing up, just in the background, and it just kind of like, I don't know, just went into my body somewhere. But it's just melodies for me, to be honest. It's just melodies. I guess that's what ties all of our songs together, is just quite strong, memorable melodies. And they come from all over. Like you say, Bowie, the Carpenters, but then Britpop, but then also just like great pop. It's just all in there. I don't know how it all fits together. It's just a bit silly, really, isn't it?
It just appears in your head and you write it down and you bring it out and everybody loves it. It's
And
great.
the problem with that is that people don't know what to call us. It's like, what genre are we?
Right.
I don't know. We're just like guitar music.
I think somewhere I seen, what did I write down? I wrote something down. Power pop with authentic rock textures was what I wrote down.
Oh, I like the word textures. That's quite nice.
So that was on the website. I won't take the credit of actually writing that. I'm not that clever. But it's definitely power pop. It's definitely a song, a genre or a song or a style that makes you want to jump, makes you want
Yeah.
to dance. It makes you happy. And I love anything with a good melody, a good song, a good rock beat, a good voice, something that's got a catch. And your music definitely has that catch.
Thank
So
you.
it's
I'm gonna
great.
put that on our posters.
Please do. Please quote me on that.
I will.
I don't know what I said, but please quote me. I've
It's all
already
recorded.
forgotten it. Oh, so what do you think that you sound like then? If you're saying that nobody knows what you sound like, what would you describe yourself as?
That's my biggest struggle. You know that they say that you need to be a salesperson. If someone asks you in the street, describe your music in 60 seconds, I really struggle. I try writing it down. I don't know. I do not know what we sound like. I couldn't tell you. I've tried for 3 years to write it down. That's why if you look at our bio, it just it uses adjectives rather than genres.
Right.
Because I
Yes.
haven't a clue. And I worry quite a lot because if someone gets a soundbite from someone about what do they sound like, if I say rock, it puts some people off. If I say pop rock,
Right.
some people think Britney straight away with guitars. I'm really careful about that genre thing because I don't think we fit in anywhere. And if you listen to something like Heaven on Earth, which is, ultra melodic rock, and then you
Mm.
listen to something like, I don't know, Overload from my last EP, which is completely different, really. There are lots of people who like all of it, but there are definitely people who like one over the other. So I'm always really careful about genres. Sorry, that's an awful answer to your question, but it's my
That's okay.
biggest struggle.
Yeah, no, I think the fact that you don't fit in one particular genre is great because you never know what you're going to get next,
Yeah, good.
and that's exciting. You
So
know,
I'm not
it's
gonna I'm
it's
not gonna tell you what the next single is After Boom, but it is a cover of something that you
I
will
have a cover
never
corner.
expect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But not we don't do covers, but on this one occasion we're doing something quite special which no one will see coming. So I'm not going to
Oh,
talk
I
any more
look
about it.
forward. Well, please do send it when it's ready. Please do send it, and I will play it. I do have a cover corner section on feature on my because I do three shows, but on my Sunday show, my big show, I have a cover corner, and I love finding the most weirdest and wonderful covers because nobody expects it, and it's just I found some craziness. It's amazing the music that's out there. So tell me what's next? Have you got gigs coming up? Can you plug any gigs?
Yeah, so Saturday, 28th of March. So that's only what, 2.5 weeks away. We've got our
Yeah.
Boom single launch party. It's a week after the launch of Boom, which comes out on 20th of March. But we just wanted people to be able to get the song and and feel it, so they can sing it back to us.
Oh
So that
yeah.
is down south. That's in Box in Corsham. There's a great festival called Box Rocks, which we did last year.
I was going to ask you about Box Rocks because you played that last year. It
Yeah, and that's
looked
it's
great
basically the
fun.
same. Oh, it was amazing, but it's the same venue, but obviously it's kind of wintertime still. Well, it's spring now, but it's freezing cold. So it's inside, and we're filming our live showcase video there. So we're just gonna pack the room full. Everyone's gonna have fun, and we're gonna film some footage and make a live showcase video for Boom. So that's gonna be a great night. And obviously we've applied for loads of festivals. We're a festivals band, really. We're
Mm.
designed to be on a big stage in the sun's going down, everyone's got their lighters out or whatever, and everyone's having a great time. That's what our music's designed for, festivals, I think. So we're just looking forward to festival season.
I think that's great. I think that definitely sounds like you definitely sound like you need to be on a huge stage with a kick-ass crowd, absolutely going mental. I would love to be there, but I live in the back end of nowhere in the middle of Scotland. Not even in the middle of Scotland, in the northeast of Scotland.
Oh, well,
I
that's
live
just
halfway
inconsiderate, isn't it?
between. I know it is inconsiderate. Why did my parents decide to live here? Why couldn't I have been born in London? But I live directly between Aberdeen and Dundee. So more bands are starting to come to Aberdeen and Dundee. So I've got a good friend that she organises tours and stuff. She's bringing quite a lot of acts this way, so
Yeah.
that can only be good. Have you ever thought about coming up to Scotland,
Yeah, definitely.
or
But I
have you
said this
been?
to. Oh, I came to Aberdeen for my sister-in-law's wedding. So sorry, for my brother-in-law's wedding. So I was up in Aberdeen a few years ago. I've got lots of friends from Scotland, but the problem, I said this to one of my Scottish friends the other day. The problem with me saying, yeah, we'll come to Scotland one day is you can't just say we'll come to Scotland. It's a vast, vast country.
It is a
And
vast country.
you can't just say, I'm coming to Scotland next week. Come and see us play. It's not that simple.
No,
We need to do a tour of
it's
Scotland.
yes, yes, you do need to do a tour of Scotland. I think that would be fantastic.
I mean, I'd love to
Um,
do that. I'd love to do that. But I don't know. I don't know anything really about Scottish venues apart from the famous, like King Tut's
yeah,
from
in
when I was a
Glasgow,
kid.
and
Yeah, but I don't know enough about Scottish venues. I've never had the opportunity or the demand to get up there. We're starting to
well,
build
let's
that now,
hope
though.
that this builds and you can come up to Scotland and I can come and see you.
Yeah, otherwise one day when we've got the money, we'll just have to fly you out somewhere, won't we?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Can you
I would
imagine?
well do that. That would be amazing. The furthest I go for gigs at the moment is Glasgow and Edinburgh, but I am going down to London in July to see System of a Down. I did bag tickets to
Oh,
that, so
sweet,
I was
sweet.
extremely lucky. My cousin bought me tickets to go and see that, bought the hotel, and then went, you can get down yourself. And I'm 3 months and I'm going, I don't know how to get to London yet.
Oh,
But
I
I
love
mean,
System
are
of a
you
Down, though.
playing anywhere and are you planning on being in London sometime in July that the 4 days that I'm happen to be in London?
Well, we're gonna have to try and make that happen now, aren't we?
It's,
Let's compare notes and compare dates and see what we can
yes,
do.
I think it's the 13th to the 16th of July I'm coming down. But it'd be great if I could. How far is Bristol to London? It's quite far, isn't it?
Well, these days it's quick, but it's like 1 hour, 10 minutes on the train. But But the trains are expensive these days. Look, let's talk about trains. Let's not talk about trains.
Yeah, it would be great if I could come see you live. This is my whole plan, is to see as many bands live before I get old and decrepit.
We'll make it happen. Let's just say that. We just talked about Boom coming out on the 20th of
Boom,
March,
we
and
did
we
talk
talked
about
about
Boom
our
coming out on the
Boom launch
20th.
party on the 28th of March. That's where we got to.
Yeah, so where's that?
That's in Box in Corsham. So that's down in like the Bath, Chippenham area of England, like southwest. So if any of your listeners are down in Bath, Chippenham, Corsham, that region of the world, then yeah, we're at Box on Saturday, 28th of March.
What you doing after the single launch?
So at the moment, what we're doing is we're taking it step by step. So once a month, or even more than that, sometimes we do TikTok live streams because
Oh
we're
yeah.
finding that TikTok really is a great place for us at the moment in terms of people wanting to discover music and really engaging and getting on board with it. TikTok's a great place to be. So we're spending a lot of time on TikTok, and we're doing live streams on TikTok because that's really working for us. I know that a lot of maybe traditional musicians will not agree with this, but we're not going down the road of killing ourselves playing to no one anymore because
Right.
we're not bringing our music to new people that way. But we do gigs like once a month, once every 6 weeks when it makes sense to do so. We're all three of us have been gigging for so many years, and we've just got it in our blood. So we can gig. We don't think that we need to gig 5 times a week to make ourselves better at gigging because now we can just walk on a stage and put on a show because it's in our hearts and it just comes out. So
Mhm.
we want to make sure that the gigs we do are great. Great sound
Yes.
and video. Video is such a big part of our live show now as well. So it's me with my stupid energy, probably really annoying levels of energy. There's the music and there's the video, and we do gigs where we can showcase that to its best. And a lot of small music venues can't really cope with that anymore. So we just make sure that we do the gigs right.
I think you're on the right path. I think TikTok and Twitch is also, I've seen a lot of people using Twitch for
Yeah.
doing live streams. That seems to, I mean, I do live streams with two of my three shows, usually to try and build up an audience and that. You know what it's like? It's really difficult trying to get people engaged.
Yeah, it really is.
You must find that as well. I mean, you're much further on than me. You've got so much presence and energy and just amazingness. Um, but I'm trying my hardest. But Twitch seems to be, that's what people keep telling me. Twitch, get on
Yeah.
YouTube Live, get on these platforms. But like yourself, I take things, well, as you know, 2.5 years it's taken me to get my boyfriend convinced to me. I take things nice and slowly. I've been working on my thing slowly. So I get the little baby steps and doing it in bits. And I think that's the best way to build something. Don't burn yourself out either.
Yeah,
It must
exactly.
be
It's we
really
all
easy
have a
to do that.
finite amount of energy, don't we? And you gotta
Yeah.
put it in the right place. If you spread yourself too thin just because you think you have to, then you're not doing yourself a favor, and you're not doing the people who might enjoy your music a favor either.
Yeah, I think yous have got a pretty good balance. I can't wait to see the live though. Let me know when you're going live on TikTok because
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
I love getting involved in people's lives. I always comment and get involved and it's great. I love watching people's lives. I love live music. I love new bands. Um that's what I love. I love experiencing new music. I love finding new music. I love it when people come back to me and say, that song you played on the radio was amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I found them.
Yeah, I love that.
When somebody tells me that they like what I do, that's a massive buzz. And imagine the buzz that you get on stage is about 50 million times more than that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even when one person says to you, "Oh, that was amazing," or one person, you can see their eyes. You can see the whites of their eyes. You can see they're genuinely into it. That's just transformative. That makes the evening.
We're actually running out of time and
Sorry,
it's
talking
gone
too
really
much.
quickly. That's okay.
All right, so thank you for listening, everyone, and thank you to Kim for having us on. Absolute pleasure. We are Chandra and have been Chandra and will continue to be Chandra. You can find us at www.listentochandra.com, and all of our socials are also Listen to Chandra. So just search on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok for Listen to Chandra. Find us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your music and stream your music. Just search for Chandra and Boom. Chandra, Boom, and you will find our latest single. Wicked. Thank you so much, Kim. You absolutely rock.
Thank you. I have had so much fun. Thank you so much. And keep in touch.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely will do.
Right. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
take care.
I'll catch you later. Bye. Have a
Okay.
great evening.
You too. Bye.